Wine is good as hell.
Telling you, Carlos, this was Carlos. In college, this was all I used to drink. This Carlos Rossi.
Carlos Rossi.
The only Carlos. This is Carlos Rossi. So I'm like, I used to love this shit.
Yeah, that's good. I only have 36% battery, so I'm going to be just recording.
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be posted everywhere, so we're cool.
So we don't want to do it too much. If that's okay with you. Marketing purposes.
Do whatever.
She over here rocking the sunny sag gear. Okay,
period. I love it. Oh,
I can't do all that makeup. Yes, right, guys.
You ain't lying. Me neither.
Got home, took all my lashes off. I was like,
we went straight from work. Like I'm a manager at a Cricket wireless store.
Okay.
In Stone Park, and usually I have time to like go home, do the whole thing. This time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave ready, have my whole rapper outfit ready. And shit. I was like, she got dropped off by her sister. We like drove right straight from work straight to the event. We're like, let's do it
today. And tomorrow we leave for Seattle.
Yeah.
Y'all is getting it.
We hustling, man.
I love it. I
just the way I look at it is like, life is what you make it, right? And then we all, right, each and every one of us are going through our thing, right? You're going through stuff, I'm going through stuff. But when it comes to like music, for me, that's where I just let it go. So it's like my therapy.
Wait, say that for the interview.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm giving away.
We about to be live now anyway, so you know.
I'm giving away the good stuff.
You know, she know. Say the good stuff.
Save the sizzle and the
Save
stick.
the good stuff. No, I love that.
You sounds
What?
So you can sing "We Is Live." Girl, hell no. That was a fake look. Fake little tune. What's up, everybody? Robin here in the building, back with another live interview. Because first and foremost, let me tell y'all, he just performed last night, by the way. Okay, he just performed last night, by the way. Now he back. Now he about to go somewhere else tomorrow. He getting it right now. Okay, he is out getting it. Dre Marro in the building.
What up, guys? How you guys doing? How's it going? Appreciate you for having me. Appreciate you.
You doing your shit right now, and you just so humble and just real like, oh yeah. And I'm thinking like, nigga, you going crazy right now.
Man, well, you know what? It's because of platforms like this and people like you that I'm able to do it. So thank you. You know, and like I said earlier, game recognized game. So I know that you're killing it with what you do, and I just want to align myself with great people. So
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, we got to get it. This is I think the second time I've seen you perform now. So I was able to really just get, I think, more of just you kind of in your essence. I was talking with you a little bit earlier about your stage performance, but he's an amazing artist, you guys, if you don't know. Okay, I do have his IG scrolling down here on the screen, so make sure you guys check him out as well. So can I call you a musician, rap artist? What would you prefer to be?
I mean, you could label me, I don't know. I never thought of that. That's a great question.
You know, some people be like, I'm a musician.
I can say you can say I'm an artist. You can say I'm a rapper too, because I love to rap, but I write real songs. I write music. I think that I have, I love to, and I think that I like to tap into other parts of myself. So you could just say I'm an artist.
Nice. Definitely artistic.
Artistic, yeah.
Definitely artistic. I would take that. I love that. Okay, where are you from?
Originally from, I recently found this out. I was born in Park Ridge, Illinois. I thought it was Niles this entire time. I got to fix my bio. Shout out to Google, man, if you see it on there. No, but for real, long story short, I was originally from Park Ridge, Illinois, but I grew up in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and that's like where's home for me. But recently moved out here to Chicago, been here for 2 years and about a year and a half actually. But I love it. I love the vibe, I love the energy, and I think it's one of the best things I could have did for my music career. So
okay, nice. So I'm familiar with Kenosha. That's right there. That's right there. What's one thing you love about Chicago since you've been there?
So there's a lot of things that drive me crazy too. Don't get me wrong. But no, the positive. I just love the energy, man. I think it's a real hustler vibe here. Everybody's trying to work, and there's a lot of kind of like what we were just talking about. How it's like you're doing this great thing with Pillow Talk Podcast. I see the work. I see the detail, the attention to detail. And I want to promote that, and I feel like all of us have that energy. You see me killing the rap thing, and you're actually positive. You're not like Whereas in other areas, I feel like everything's kind of like bleak. So I see a lot of light. I see everything growing, and that's why I think the energy is contagious.
Yeah, I love that. That's interesting. Okay, dang, it is a lot of negativity sometimes, but you know what? That could be jealousy as well. Mm-hmm. People mad they can't do what you're doing. So
yeah, and I always like for 5 people that are saying something negative about you, there's another 10 people saying something great. So I just focus on those 10 people. 5 people, they could stay by themselves.
Absolutely. Okay, stay a weak ass over there.
Yeah.
I love that. Very inspirational. You're very optimistic.
I appreciate it.
like
I think life is kind of how you take it, and you can look at the good, you can look at the bad. You got to look at it all for it to be a complete picture, but just be at peace with it and just keep it moving. Roll with the punches, right?
Okay. Amen. Dropping knowledge. I love that. So what was like the first artist for you that you like kind of fell in love with in a sense? Like, damn, I love this artist. I love their music. Like, who's that first one for you?
So I would say, and he's from Chicago, Lupe Fiasco. To me, he's one of the go MCs. I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves, but I think that he's one of the first artists, in my opinion, from what I can remember, that were able to combine a lot of like hip hop elements, but kind of like talk about different things that you didn't see every day, like skateboarding, like very knowledgeable things, history things, just stuff that I learned from his songs that I didn't even learn in class, about like the history of like, of us as a people, of black and brown people, white people. So real cool. Yeah.
I love that. Nice. That's a nice inspiration right there. Is that like one of your favorite albums that he?
Food and Liquor is one of my favorite ones. I also love The Cool just because of the different characters, the thematic elements. It took me 2 or 3 years of re-listening to it for me to fully understand what he wanted to say.
Damn.
And he speaks about it in interviews. And I'm one of those fans that I look up everything. So I was looking up his interviews. I was looking up how artists, interpreted his lyrics, and finally, just really listen to it. So he's one of those artists. Like, he's got great music. I don't follow him as much anymore. Just I'm really into my stuff now. But if he's ever out there and I ever get to work with him on one song, that would be like a dream collab of mine.
Okay, I'm gonna have to stalk him, tag him a little bit online.
I know his whole Kick Push song by heart. I could perform it if you ever need to.
Okay, no, that's a good influence right there. He's dope. So when did you actually start making your own music?
So, man, it's crazy. I would say I always tell people 10 years old to be safe because I know it was around there, but probably even from before that, I think I was trying to put together songs. I was always kind of a goofy kid. I mean, I'm still a goofy dude. So, like, I'll be one of those dudes that's going to play on the radio and I'm bored and I'll make up like a parody version of that song and sing it out loud or like rap it out loud. And I always felt like, I could kind of like put the words better than these people are doing it, or say something better. So that was something that I always had. But then, at 10 years old is when I really started like looking up, okay, this is how you put together bars. This is how you put together a hook. This is how you put together a chorus. My choruses suck. My verses suck. My flow is offbeat. What do I do? And I, always being hard on myself to get to that next level. Yeah.
Nice. You was really researching some shit. You was really putting some stuff together.
Yeah, man. For me, it was, and when I started, I was just a fan of the music. I was a big fan of Lupe Fiasco. I thought his music was dope. I think he was able to be himself and still put his story out there. His verse on Touch the Sky, even like all of his like bars and his punches weren't about guns, because that's not what I'm about, So I always felt like up until then I love hip hop, but I can't really talk about the cool tough guy stuff and drug dealing stuff because I'm not that. But he was talking about, being himself, being around that, seeing the consequences, the pros and cons, talking about the good, the food, and the liquor, the bad of what can happen, in a community like that. And it helped me like even understand it now as an adult. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink to that.
But yeah, so that's a long answer, I guess.
No, but I love that though. You just went into some shit. There's this whole facade with the rap music, and you ain't lying. Like, everybody don't bang bang, rob, kill, murder. Like, everybody's not about that life, and that doesn't mean you can't have good music, without that stuff.
Right.
So that's just dope that you made sure you said that too. Like, yeah, he can flow, but it's what he was saying. Like, that's dope.
Right.
That's dope as fuck.
And I think a lot of people, like, I have people close to me that are, that were in that life or are in that life, and they a lot of times didn't have a choice. It was a part of them or a part of their family. But if we help, young black and brown people understand that it's like there's another path where it's like you could just work on yourself, you could be positive, and you could still be tough. You could still be a man, but you don't have to like hurt somebody else or do anything negative. So
okay, cause period. Listen, okay, y'all better be listening. You ain't gotta do all that extra shit.
Right?
I love that. Okay, that's dope. So, what was the first song that you made? What was your very first song?
Man, I was rolling down the street, bumping to this beat, knowing that it's hot to my new drop top. I pulled to the corner, checking out them honeys, staring at my ice, saying, dang, he got money. Now let's change it up and talk about these haters who don't get played, so we call them masturbators. One's 18, the other is 20. They say they get played, but they don't get any. Sitting around all day, I'm eating good and plenty. That was my first verse I ever wrote in my life. I'm ripping on my 2 older brothers that would just mess with me all the time. And they were always bigger than me, so it was messing with me. But like, I was like, I'm going to write a dope rap, and they can't fuck with me with it. That's one of the first verses I can remember writing, and then I have memorized. But
Oh, you
I was probably like 11 years old.
okay, you
know,
couldn't wait to bust that out. So
yeah, man, it was,
that's fire though. Check you out. Okay.
yeah.
How do you describe it in your sound? Is it like a mixture of things?
I think it's a mixture of all my favorite artists. Like, cause I got a lot of cool like artists that you wouldn't think. Like, I'm really into like, and it's a random artist that I'm into, but for whatever reason, Ja Rule. Like,
Okay,
I love.
you.
I love Ja Rule, dude. Like, I don't listen to him every day, but I personally feel my brother used to listen to him a lot when I was a kid. I have a lot of influence. I think my voice is like raspy and harsh because that was what, hey, baby, you know, he would do that. And I always felt like that's what a rapper should sound like. You should sound, you know, you should sound what you look like. So I'm a big dude. I can't have a little pipsqueak voice. You know what I mean? Like, so, and that's, you know, I get influence from him just from the sound, but not necessarily how I rap. You know, I rap more maybe like Lupe Fiasco, but then people love how I speed it up, like Twista or like Eminem. So, I just feel like I'm like a fruit punch on all my favorite rappers type of thing, you know?
Okay, you said a fruit punch, okay? You're just getting a mixture. You getting a whole bunch right there. You getting
like some good wine.
Combination of things. Okay,
Yo, shout out to this Carlos wine, by the way. It's pretty good. You gonna have me all fucked up, John.
You know what I'm saying? It's real calm.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it.
No, I love that though. You ain't lying. I was definitely gonna say like you remind me of Twister for sure.
Yeah.
When I hear you, because you have a variations, but when you get into that mode, it's just like
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and it means a lot to hear that because like Twister was so respected. I remember that Overnight Celebrity video came out when I was in school, and at the time, there's a lot of stuff you remember when you're a kid. Now I could the fast raps I can only remember. My brain is like a bad computer. Who knows why? I probably got dropped a lot as a kid, but like I can remember lyrics, but like real chopper fast lyrics, I could remember it for a certain amount of time. And if I'm not practicing it, I'll forget it. I can remember it, but I gotta like really practice it. And then, but when it comes to like some, you know, bars where I'm just kind of chilling. So with him, I used to be able to rap that whole Overnight Celebrity. So I used to do that like in elementary school. Everyone's playing fucking tetherball and kickball, and I'm over here like staring at the wall. They're like, "Is he praying? Like, what's he doing over there?"
Somebody's praying.
Yeah, they used to always say like, "Are you praying? Are you standing by?" Like that was crazy. And in my mind, I see the girl with the violin behind me, and I'm over here just killing it, and I'm Twisted, and you know what I mean. And so to hear you say like, "Oh, you sound like Twisted," like do that. That's never gonna get old. I'm always gonna appreciate that. You know.
The girl in the back with the violin.
You remember that video? Yeah, she's like a famous violinist. She comes out in the video. I was like, I wonder how much money they pay that girl to be in that video. Yeah. She's like because to me it's all music, you know. And I think like I told you earlier, game recognized game. So I'm sure when Twisted came out, she's like, this dude raps dope as hell. I'm dope violinist. We put it together, and that's music, man. Music is life.
That is so funny. He says, "This nigga praying."
I swear, man. Shout out to Roosevelt Elementary and those teachers that thought I was praying. This is what I was doing.
So funny. Okay, because shout out to Jonathan McBride. You went crazy at the show, my guy.
Oh yeah.
So somebody definitely seen you at the show talking about you went crazy.
Yo, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support. I really do.
Definitely went crazy. No, you snapped though. That's so funny. But no, hold on, because wait a second. Y'all not finna shit on Ja Rule. Because I fucked with you when you said that.
Yeah, because a lot of people that are anti-Ja Rule, I love Ja Rule.
He didn't have bangers. Y'all not act like I wouldn't listen to Ja Rule because y'all was when he came out.
I think people like Ja Rule, people don't want to say it, but they open doors for people like Drake.
Yeah,
you know, to be out there because there wasn't really before Ja Rule, there wasn't a lot of like dudes that were doing songs with girls or singing and rapping. So dudes like Chamillionaire opened the door too. Like You See Me Roll, you know, a lot of those rappers doing their own hooks, you know, for a long time. I remember I'd be in the studio like I'm talking like a basement with a microphone, but when I'd be rapping with other artists and I would be trying to practice my hooks, and I have a weird voice. My voice, I don't know what to call it. Some people say it's raspy, some people say it's deep. I think it's like high pitched, but who knows what it is. I would try to like learn how to sing. I was trying to like sing my hooks and be like, you can't sing, bro. You can't. But it was all that practicing of trying to make my own hooks that I think helped me be good at writing hooks now to where I could write a hook for a dope singer to jump on a song with me, you know? So
nice.
I think.
I love that. So you write too a lot.
Everything. Man, I love to write, you know, like I don't always even write things on paper. I might scribble something on the back or something on a receipt and keep it for later, or scribble something in a memo pad in my phone and read it a month later. I've literally opened messages to my wife that I might have an idea and I message it to her and I send it, or I might write it, not even send it later, and then I see it. So I'm always writing, always thinking of ideas, and my brain is just crazy. So
I love that. I do that too. I feel like I'm one of the only, well, not only, but few people that carry like 3 notebooks, like in the car, notepad, sticky notes. And write some shit down.
Like you know what's crazy? A lot of rappers will try to sit and be like, I'm gonna write 16 bars. And you know, I could do it if I really, you know, want to do it. But the way I love to create music is like I love to pick pieces and have different pieces of stuff that I, collect. Maybe right now in this interview, we might have talked about Carlos wine, and I might have a punchline for, how we go. I'm smooth as Carlos Vino, something cool like that. Come up with a punchline. And like I might save that for like 6 months later on a verse on a song, and people be like, "Where'd you think of that?" But I thought of it here with you, So thank you.
You're doing your shit.
I appreciate it.
I love that. You snapping. You is snapping.
I think it's the wine, though.
I love that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you.
What are 3 things, in your opinion, that make like a classic song? Like, what's 3 things you gotta have to have like a classic song?
Gotta have a fire hook. I think to really create a memorable song, because you don't need a hook on every song, but I think to make a classic, a memorable, need a dope hook. And the beat's got to be dope, because even if you're the best rapper ever, if you're rapping over some babies crying, ain't nobody gonna stream your shit, So that's the one thing that was hard for me to learn in my career, because I'm a rapper's rapper. So I want to rap over everything. You could be like freaking clawing chalkboard, and I want to prove it to myself and to you and to everyone in the room that I could rap over it. So I had to have my wife over here. Shout out to her in the studio.
Shout out to the wife.
My wife, Miss America, the beautiful first lady of hip hop. Okay. She always helps me pick my production, because she'll be straight up with me like, "Yo, this is garbage." I'm like, "For real?" And sometimes I'm just being nice too, because I have nice to all kinds of producers and stuff. So, but she helps me kind of create a vibe, and so with that, I think I have good people in my corner. Shout out to my boy Spencer Warren, one of my good friends. He's actually going with me to Seattle tomorrow, and he's like my hype man / like, what the fuck would you call him? He's just my guy. He's like pretty much, he's pretty much there. So they help me get my head up.
Okay, because shout out to the women behind all the men, because period. Shout out to the wife, because
shout out to the wives,
she be doing her shit. She be keeping things together. The
queen.
I love it.
And quick shout out to my producer, Mitchell Owens, man. Colossal Mind, the dope songs, the Midwest Mayhem, the bounce songs that everybody enjoys. Go check out his production. Check out his YouTube page. He's a great dude, talented young guy.
Okay, nice. Yes, the Midwest Mayhem, definitely a fire ass song.
Thank you. That's one of my favorite. I think that's my favorite song that I've ever made so far. Okay. I'm 26 years old, so I'll be 27 in September. I've been saying in other interviews I'm 27, and my own wife got to correct me at the end, be like, "You're not 27 yet. It'll be 27 in September." I'm like, "You be the one to remind me of that. You would be."
Not yet. Okay. What's the inspiration behind that song? You love Midwest?
I think it was like, honestly, like if you really listen to the lyrics, I'm talking about all kinds of shit. I'm like not even like the song's called Midwest Mayhem because I wanted to keep like that theme of like, being a spitter and like coming hard, because I think the Midwest, whether it comes to like us in sports or in music, sometimes we're overlooked, but we go hard, But aside from that, if you really listen to the lyrics, I just had a lot of personal stuff going on in my life when I first moved out here. A lot of dudes that I was really cool with, kind of fell off. A lot of just drama around my life. So I was able to, like, in the song time about look in my eyes, they try to push me aside, yet I just took them in stride. I'm talking about how, like, I've always been overlooked, or I've never been, well appreciated in certain situations, but I'm at a time in my life where I'm happy, I have the best support around me, and I'm ready to take it whether you're ready or not. And I think in the Midwest, we have that, going back to the beginning of the interview, we have that energy of like, I'm going to get mine, and you're going to get yours. So we can get it together or we can get it apart, but I'm going to go get it, and I love that. I think that's so contagious. I don't know if you know who Christopher Tony is, Taco.
Lil Taco?
Yeah.
Well, not Lil Taco, Taco.
Yeah, dope artist, inspirational to me, the times that I've talked to him, and I still stay in touch with him. And he's one of those dudes that no matter what, he came out the mud to get it, And so to me, it's like it takes a really strong person to have that.
Yes, I love that. You ain't lying. Midwest, we experienced all the shit.
Everything.
So
even all the fucked up weather.
Exactly. I feel like that, if anything, make us some real bearable motherfuckers. We go through everything. We have 4 seasons in one day. We can do anything.
Right.
No, that's dope. I love that. I think it's the fire ass song. Definitely the production is fire.
Shout out to Colossal Mind.
Yeah, it's fire though, and it gets people hyped. Like when you perform it, everybody's loving it. They're feeling it. They showing like that Midwest pride. Like I love that.
And it felt like honestly, I've written so many songs. I can't even tell you a number, but like that song, I was proud of. Like it had a hook, it had a bridge, it had verses. It really was put together the way that I personally think a song should be put together. So. Even down to that, I was proud of it.
I love that. Definitely a fire song. Y'all make sure I check that out as well. Okay?
Midwest Mayhem.
Make sure I check that out. That's Midwest
Mayhem.
Period. Check that shit out. I love that. I feel like now the Midwest definitely get a little more recognition with music.
Yeah.
You know, the drill shit kind of put things on the map. But I feel like that kind of opened the door for more music to come like out of the Midwest now.
Right. Well, most definitely. I think right now is like the time for the Midwest. It's almost like I feel like everything's about timing. And I think it's like the perfect time for even in my own movement and what I'm doing. It's like I feel like sometimes some people might think, oh man, you know, you're not doing this. People compare themselves to other people or compare themselves to other people's timelines. Most importantly, it's like I feel like it's perfect timing. You know, God knows. He knows like what I need to have in my time. So it's like I just enjoy the blessings and I bear witness to everything. You know, I enjoy
Absolutely. Okay, because amen. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? But you also are great at doing stage performances. I was talking about that as well. You be on stage and you be you was talking about how your wife was helping you really get your shit together on the stage. Yeah. But like, do you ever have like stage fright? You ever have a moment where it's like, fuck?
I mean, you know, I'm always, you know, any artist will tell you we always get some form of butterflies, not as much as you know, the more you perform, the less you do it. Okay. But what I do to like alleviate myself with that is I always take a moment to kind of like witness where I'm gonna like perform. And in my mind, I already did the whole show, where I was gonna stand, where I'm gonna move. I think I'm a perfectionist when it comes to that. Like I'm real. You can ask. We've got into whole arguments after shows because I'm like, yo, you have the video of the performance. Oh well, and I'm an asshole when I'm like in the zone. Well, you have the video now. Well, I got a bunch of like, so you don't have the video. You forgot to take the video because I need to see the video. We got a whole argument about a video because I really need to see. Just to piss myself off because I know I fucked up something, but I want to watch it just to. I'm a masochist in that, but for real. So, but in a way, I enjoy it, man. It's like a drug, man. I enjoy my live performances. I take them seriously. I take everyone as if like it was my last. You know, really smart guy a long time ago told me like every time you go on stage, every time you perform, you record, you do it like it's your last. You know, and that always stuck with me. You know, so. I treat it as that. You see me on stage as if I thought I was gonna get taken out to the back and put one in my head, you know. And that's how
it right now.
And that's how I think you should do it. It's just for the people that come support you, you own that, you know. You own that. So.
Absolutely, I love that. Going crazy, okay?
I appreciate it.
Putting your heart and soul out there on the line. On the line. No, I love that though. Definitely perform like it's your last. I love watching you perform. Like I said, you work the stage, you engage with people, and you look like you're having fun, most importantly.
Thank you.
So, you know, I might have to take some notes, okay? I did post his performance from the event last night.
And I'll be posting some content too. My bad to everybody that was there. I haven't posted anything yet, but I'll be tagging everyone. And shout out to you.
Right, you late. No,
right? For real. Right?
Shout out to Calvin West. He was a photographer last night. He actually posted some more pictures too.
So okay, cool.
He posted pictures and videos as well of performance. Lit. Doing your shit. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, I'm done drilling you for right now. You know, I have to.
Hey, it's all good.
You know,
go through a million drill sessions. We could.
See who you is and whatnot. Now we can play the trivia. I know I love trivia. Okay. This is just basically who you think would win in a versus battle.
Oh, okay.
Now I don't know if you've been watching the versus.
I've seen a few of them.
They've been going crazy. You know what I'm saying? They've been going crazy on the verses. They did the Timbo and Swiss Beats the other week.
Okay.
This last one. And I'm no shade to Swiss Beats because you're great, but Timbo,
right?
Nigga,
I'm gonna be honest. I missed that one. The last live I was really the one I was watching was I'm gonna sound so outdated. Was the Snoop Dogg DMX, and it was cool. But I don't know. I the thing with me in verses, like sometimes it's weird for me to watch it because like I want to see like a real live performance. I feel like sometimes they're kind of like constrained to doing their own song, or like, you know what I think would be lit if the artist had the same beat and they wrote a verse to the beat, a new verse, and then performed it. That to me would be a versus battle. Okay. But there's too many, you know, there's too many egos involved in shit, bro. There's too many. When you see
it on stage, especially when they go up there, shit, like the Gucci and Jeezy shit, like that was like fight night.
That's the last one I watched. That was the last one I watched.
More
than Snoop Dogg, yeah.
It was.
That was crazy
for me. And I was like, this intense because I love Gucci. I grew up listening to Gucci, and I read the Gucci book, and I knew all about the Lush. You know what I'm saying? The Whoopie that happened.
Right.
But it would fuck me up because at that I felt like Gucci was so caught up, like in the ego and like shit that
more in the beef shit than actually performing. Right.
You know, like that's the point of verses. You supposed to play the songs that everybody was like, oh, that's
everybody knows it's the classics. Yeah.
You playing some bitch shit because you like nigga fuck you.
Yeah. So it was weird to gauge it because some people thought Gucci won because he did Jeezy. Some people thought Jeezy won because he had better songs or whatever. But it was just weird. I love Gucci. Gucci,
I'm sorry.
he got the dope flow. To me, Gucci got that flow. Like every time I listen to this dude, like yeah.
But yeah. So we just gonna see who you think will win.
Yeah, for sure.
So Wiz Khalifa versus Snoop Dogg.
Ah, Snoop Dogg, man. I mean, I love Wiz Khalifa. but Snoop Dogg.
Waste no time. Yeah. Okay. Ludacris or Big Sean?
That's a hard one. Only because I want to say Ludacris. And the lyricist in me wants to say it. But Big Sean, I grew up listening to all his stuff, like the Finally Famous mixtapes, the albums. I say Ludacris though. Ludacris got more classic songs, Yeah, he got more classic hits.
We got Jonathan McBride tapping in. He's talking about Wiz. Then he said Luda. Because, period.
Yeah. Trust me, I wanted to say Wiz. Wiz got some dope songs, but Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop isn't even a rapper anymore. He's like a freaking moniker. Like, he's like, Snoop is. I seen a freaking meme on Facebook that said Snoop is like when you beat the game. When you're just like traveling through stages doing random shit like in Breath of Death. That's what Snoop is doing. Like he's like
it was the Martha Stewart for me. At that point I knew he was getting money. I said he going to Martha Stewart, he's getting money right now.
So it's like Snoop living life with the cheat code,
I'm dead as fuck. Okay. R. Kelly versus Timbaland. Because R. Kelly, he got a lot of problems. And I don't know. I mean, I want to hope that he give us a good performance. Yeah. He gonna be preoccupied. He got that shit. Rihanna versus Nicki Minaj. That's a tough one. Because one's a singer, one's a rapper. I know personally, I'm a big fan of Nicki Minaj, so I'm gonna say her. But honestly, I don't know who would win because Rihanna got dope hits. Rihanna's. I'm gonna give you two answers. I would say the realistic answers. I think Rihanna's gonna win because she got dope bangers. But I'm a fan of Nicki Minaj, so I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that fan that even though I know Nicki lost, I'll be like, yo, Nicki won. but Rihanna's classic. All her music's classics. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm saying Nicki too. I love Rihanna. I'm definitely. Beyonce versus Mariah Carey. Beyonce. Ooh. Yes. Yeah. You're like, even though Mariah Carey, she got dope, like the dope Christmas album and all that. You know what I mean? So, first off, don't listen to little Mariah Carey to the Christmas album. Like that's all she dropped. Right, this shit. No, she got some dope songs. I just, for whatever reason, man, Beyonce got that voice though. No, she does. Like I can literally listen to her. She got that one song with Eminem where it's like a piano. And she just singing, and I still listen to that. Like it's crazy. She got a heavenly voice. Like Mariah Carey whole life, y'all. I'm bitter towards Mariah Carey because I'm an Eminem fan. So I don't know. Now we know. That's the biased answer whole time. This is biased answer whole time. I'm over here. True. It's true. I came up with the Christmas album to kick things out, right? I'm thinking, fuck. Okay. Oh, that's funny. NWA versus Bone Thugs and Harmony. Bone Thugs and Harmony for me, but I know people would think NWA because they're classic, but Midwest, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah. No, I fuck with them too. Hell yeah. They're and you know what's crazy, man? They had this. You ever see their remix to Death of Autotune? That little video. You ever get a chance to look it up? You can see them all in the studio. They got like a bunch. This is before I even smoked weed, so I was like, I'm a late weed smoker. Like I started smoking weed like 4 years ago, like heavily. Like Thanksgiving. Yeah, and I was in high school. So I'm just saying, I'm like, what's all this broccoli doing in this music video on the table? I'm like 14 years old. It was these motherfuckers. I love weed, so I'm definitely a big weed smoker. Hell yeah, that's all I do now. Like really. It's relaxing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, and I'm like, I mean, when I was in college, I really was on some stoner shit, but now I'm older. Like, it ain't like I'm just sitting around getting high. Right. Like, I'm tired. We roll up real quick, relax. I've graduated to the little pen, Oh, okay. The oil pen. I'm still in the woods. I'm trying to make my way there. Absolutely. Shout out to Jonathan. He said Bone Thugs. This period. Yeah, Bone Thugs. It's Bone Thugs for us as well. Last one. Lauryn Hill or Erykah Badu? I know more music from Lauryn Hill, so I'm gonna say Lauryn Hill. But I know Erykah Badu's got a classic. I just know her name. I know her name's classic, and I know there's classic songs. Yeah. But I'm more Lauryn Hill. Like I know more stuff. I'm more Lauryn Hill too, so don't feel
Oh, okay,
no
there
type
you
of way.
go.
Look, like, I don't know.
Yeah. She's gonna be like, why you picking? I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know Erica Badu's music. I'm over here looking crazy.
No, you're fine. I love Erica Badu, but I'm definitely Lauryn Hill. Like,
Yeah.
I love Miss Lauryn Hill. It's that for me.
Yeah.
She's a little crazy now. So.
She's crazy. She's crazy. That's the crazy thing about musicians, man. Sometimes the best ones, you know, we're nuts, you know. So
they a little off. That make me think like, damn, am I a little weird? You start being exposed to certain shit. You be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I weird? Okay. No, but good. You had some good answers.
Thank you.
Those was hard.
Thank you. It was, you know, going back to everything. I just didn't want to overthink. I'm like, I want to go with my first instinct, even if I regret it. Yeah, I'm not letting you know.
I love it. So besides music, what else do you do? I know you mentioned some clothing your wife was wearing.
Oh yeah. Well, she's wearing Sunnyside. It's a dispensary that I go to. Shout out to Sunnyside. But I definitely am coming up with some merch. Getting out all that. We're gonna update everything. We have like a logo and all that done, but we're getting our website done, logo updated. So we'll keep you all up to date on that. You got my social media handles by Dre Marro 262 on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on YouTube, all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music. Just Google me, I pop up, you know. But we do got some stuff coming. But like I don't want to say any dates, you know what I mean? Tell everybody out. Pull the rapper move. Say a day and keep changing it, you know. So I would say
keep motherfuckers engaged.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I love that. You're going to Cincinnati.
Seattle. Yep.
Seattle.
Tomorrow I fly to Seattle. Tomorrow night is gonna be it's gonna be a festival event. In their southeast parking lot in 170. It's called 170. And Dope Get a Check Records are the ones that are hosting it. So it's gonna be a bunch of vendors there, different artists from like New York, Chicago, all kinds of different spots. So I can't wait to just get out there, network with everybody, meet everybody, you know, just have, you know, do one big little cypher at the end or something like that. You know, we all just, you know, mess around. When I come back next week on the 12th, I got a show in the city, Determined Radio, their radio station. Shout out to Determined Radio and Felice, all the people there, amazing. On the 13th, 2 events in Joliet, one during the day and one in the evening. Woo! During the day, we're doing stuff for it's like the Joliet, like
the Hispanic something.
Some organization. I'm gonna update y'all on that because I don't even got the flyer yet for that. But also at night, we're doing another Airwaves showcase. I'm competing with a few other artists for a slot to open for Twisted. So we're all doing like 10-minute slots. Yeah, so that would be crazy if I win the. Yeah. So I'm practicing, getting ready for it mentally, but also just remembering that it's another part of my journey. If I don't win, I don't win. Right. But if I do, how great, So how exciting. So
shout out to you. You working. You doing your shit.
Thank you.
That is dope as fuck.
Thank you.
Telling you, y'all gonna have a hit song together. Watch.
Man, that would be a dream. And to me, it's like, for me, I just want to make music with all the best artists, just to etch myself in hip hop history. That's why I tell people, once you make music with some of these artists, you're in history forever, man. You could die tomorrow, but you're out there forever.
I agree.
That's
and I think the difference with you is you actually have the talent. People get that one opportunity and then they get in the limelight and they one hit wonders. Right. They just fade out, or they have the performance and people this shit trash. With the Corey Lee, no shade to the shorty, but
Corey LeRae.
Oh, see, I didn't know the bitch.
Corey Lee.
But her,
that's a reporter.
I never really liked her. To me, she was, it was some TikTok shit. Yeah. And I was like, this is some TikTok shit. But whatever, people feeling it okay. She just did a performance somewhere, and everybody in the audience staring at her ass damn, this it. And they paid $200 for those tickets. And
I think she was singing over. That's the one thing to me, and a lot of artists do it. I don't knock it, but I even do parts of my song where I leave the vocals, but I'll lower them. But I love to hear an artist that can perform live and they sound like their record and they're doing their own thing. You can hear it. You can hear it, versus people doing a bad karaoke version of their own song. To me, it's and that's what it was. I feel like people were disappointed because they thought she was gonna sing and it was just maybe her song playing in the background and they were like, oh, okay,
yeah. I agree. She's just trash. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it out there and that's just what it is. She's trash. But I feel with you, you good. You have the talent, and you write your music. You serious. Obviously you didn't research how to construct the damn song. So if you get that opportunity, it's I can just picture you doing bam.
Thank you.
So.
And for me, it's work ethic, it's consistency. A lot of people will go hard for 1 or 2 summers and that's it. And it's if you really want this, I want it's corny to say now because it's been out forever, but this is like one speech where this guy's like, I want to win as bad as I want to breathe. You know, like he talks about how he like was drowning and he wanted, all he could think about when he was drowning was he wanted to breathe. And once he survived that incident, he almost drowned. He was like, everything in life that I really wanted, I would think back to when I almost drowned. And like they share this video on like Facebook and everywhere now, but it's true. It's like you got to want success that bad that there's no other. I don't have a plan B. This is like my plan, everything. And it's not just to be a rapper. It's not just to do that. It's to build a dynasty with my wife. You know, create something where we can hand the keys to our kids in the future and be like, yo, here you go. It's worth this much, and this is what we did. You know, I don't think we have enough of that in our communities. You know, and we got to just lead by example. That's the best way to do it. So, you know.
Absolutely. You ain't lying. Absolutely.
I appreciate
I love
it.
it. So what keeps you motivated then? What keeps you consistent as you're going through this journey right now?
Smoking a lot of weed helps me a lot. No, I'm just kidding. That definitely keeps me grounded, but or lifted. No pun intended. Right? But no, for real, what it does is just my relationship, and this might sound corny, but my relationship with God. Like I'm not a real religious guy where I go to church every day or I'm saying all these prayers and scriptures, but I do believe everyone needs a relationship with God as far as being able to find yourself, being able to like find your purpose. There's times where she's seen it where I break down, I'm crying, I'm not myself. And that's where you have to have a strong partner too. There's someone that can like see you cry, see you break down, see you in your worst moments, still respect you and love you and see that like none of us are perfect. Celebrities that we see them for 20 minutes at a time, 10 minutes. And that's it. We don't know what they look like behind closed doors. A lot of them might, once they take them all this stuff out, might look worse than us with all these holes in them because they don't have that. So when you have a good relationship with God, you talk to him and you go, okay, what do I need to do? You put God first, put my family second. So everything that I do, whether it's music, whether it's work, whether it's anything that I do it with like, okay, whatever I do represents my wife, represents my kids, represents my father and my mother. So how do I want to be represented to them? And I think if more people thought that way, they wouldn't make certain decisions. Like put money on this table, but you want me to expose myself in a certain way or expose my family in a way, I won't do it, you know, because all money's not good money. And that's how you kind of stay guided. And it's like, okay, I'm going to make decisions that are going to embetter my family. That's my unit. That's my people, you know, because you can have friends, but you're grown. You already know friends come and go, but it's blood. And not just blood, because there's people that are blood that'll hate on you. Don't get it twisted. But it's family in the essence of this person wants good for me. They're going to ride or die for me. They're here to take this fight with me. They're here to get their ass whooped with me. They're here to eat with me. And that's who you keep in your circle, you know? So it's hard to find those. You just got to sift through the bullshit we call life and find them. But.
Okay, because cheers. Amen.
Amen. Thank God. Thank God for these blessings.
Spirit is in the room today.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. No, I love that. I love that.
No. And God, you got to ask him, he'll answer. You ask him, he'll answer, and he'll talk to him. You know, it's weird. You can't really explain. I don't talk to him like I'm over here having a conversation with you, but I talk to him, and he tells me what he wants me to get done, and I do it. You know?
And you're so optimistic. I just love that about you.
I appreciate
you're
it.
so optimistic.
I appreciate it.
You know, it's a either or type of mentality, and a lot of people don't understand that to maneuver through life, you can't always be so fixated on something going this way or that way. You gotta just let shit happen.
Right.
It doesn't put the value on you as a person. Like I just love that about you. You just like, yeah, I'm doing my shit, but if shit don't go this way, life's still great, motherfucker. Like, hell
yeah. There's just so much. There's just so much to be thankful for. You travel and you witness. There's people that have much less and they're much happier than others. So you ask yourself, and you see many that have a lot and they're not happy. It's like the secret to life ain't none of that. It's about, you know, taking life almost like a game, like a video game. You explore, you enjoy, and you just go to bed and you thank God for even waking up the next morning. Because most people don't even get that. You know. Amen. God bless you.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years. 5 years, I see myself and my wife and my team owning a successful independent music label, also owning my own hip-hop media company where I have a website where I'm hosting artists, helping promote other artists, helping, you know, others get to a certain level, and being able to turn this into a business for my family and give others opportunities to feed their families. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that because your wife don't play no games.
Oh no,
she gonna make sure it get done.
She here. She said we making it happen.
She gonna make sure it get
She's a strong woman. God bless her. You know, America Sierra, beautiful woman.
Love her.
Camaro, America Sierra Camaro. She got 2 last names. Not for real though.
I love that. Okay. Well, are you gonna have videos dropping as well soon?
Yeah,
Or-
so I'm actually working on an album right now. It's like an EP album.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. It really depends on what makes it through. But I got hella features on there, and I'm at least gonna include like 2 or 3 nice videos for the project. It'll probably drop more towards the end of the summer. So this summer, what I'm focusing on is just pushing the Bounce and Midwest Mayhem, my 2 singles,
Okay.
performing them all around the country, putting everything out. You know, posting on social media daily. I got a few remixes. I just dropped a beatbox remix video about a week ago.
Okay.
Getting good responses. People like it. They kind of like when I, do my thing over other people's beats. It's kind of
Okay.
exciting. I got a lemon pepper remix coming in a few weeks, and
Ooh.
really just hitting everybody with content. Yeah, lemon pepper freestyle Drake. Shout out to Drake. That's a dope track.
Yeah.
And I love to throw remixes out for the people because it allows me to practice my pen, have fun. I'm an MC, so I need that. But also with my audience, it's like I want to keep them always excited, always something fresh to listen to, something exciting to check up on me with. I used to like be fans of artists that sometimes would take 2 or 3 years just to drop something, and it's like, what the hell? I never want to do that to
Why do that?
my supporters. I want to overload them with content where it's like, yo, you got another interview, you got another song, got another remix. Like that way we stay active and we always stay pushing that, forward, and we inspire other people. If I can change one person's life, I did my job.
Yes,
So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Jam it down the throat. I feel that's definitely something I do. I'm doing content consistently.
Yeah.
So what's
You work hard.
some advice you have for any, aspiring musician or anybody that's just, aspiring to do something on their own?
I would say the biggest advice, and this is like in any industry you want to get in any facet, in any way, is like 2 things: is you got to educate yourself on what you want to do. Because a lot of people that want to jump into like hip hop or jump into anything, frankly, without learning it is crazy. You'd never try to be a surgeon without learning the parts of the body and learning where everything goes and learning what connects where and learning why things leak and why things don't.
Right.
So it's like a mechanic, you can't just fix an engine. You got to know what tools go where. So with hip hop or anything, it's like you got to educate yourself, study the game. And number 2 is hard work. You could try to buy it. You can try to like fake it till you make it, which is a horrible expression, but it's true. But in the end of the day, it's like you can only fake it so much where eventually what's beneath is going to show. So it's like you just work hard, you keep your nose to the grindstone, and you'll notice not a lot of people can keep up that work ethic. So if you can stay working and you can outwork everyone around you, that'll help you get to where you need to be. And it's not necessarily the most talented, because I won't consider myself the most talented, not necessarily the most loud, not necessarily the strongest, whatever, but it's the one that outworks everyone, that'll see the next level.
Okay, absolutely. Dre Marro, okay, dropping gems for us. I love it.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
y'all.
I love
Appreciate
it.
you
I love
guys.
it. No, that's
Appreciate
dope.
you having me too, because you're a real one. I see you working hard. Like when you approached me at the OMG Bowl, I was like, oh, what's she about? I looked you up because I do this with everyone.
Right.
Looked up your page, looked up, the interviews you got, the way you conduct them, the way your platform set. I'm like, dude, she's serious. So
Thank you.
I respect that for real.
No, I appreciate that. I love that. I love independent artists, especially artists that are talented and serious about their craft.
Yeah.
So I definitely have to, extend myself to you. Like, yeah, let's lock in when you can. I saw you were busy, so I'm happy you made time because I know you
of course,
doing stuff too. But I'm a fan, and I'm gonna be supporting. Let me know if
Thank
there's
you.
shows, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're
Thank
always
you.
welcome to come back on Pillow Talk.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just very happy.
For sure.
You. I think you're a great artist. So
Thank you. Well,
yeah, for real.
I appreciate
For
it.
real. So you're on like Spotify?
Yeah, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, YouTube, SoundCloud, anywhere you find music. Dat Piff. I got old mixtapes from when I'm like 16 years old on there. I got my old school links on there because a lot of people be finding me. It's funny because I have people that look me up and they're like, dude, there's this other rapper. My son, he comes out the other day and he goes, there's this rapper that's like trying to be you. And I'm seeing his face. He's serious. He's like really worried.
It's about trying to be you.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And I play along and I'm looking, I'm like, oh man, what the? And it's really like one of my old mixtapes from like 2011, 2012. I didn't even think it was still out there like that. I'm talking mad shit. I'm talking crazy shit on this album. Because as rappers, we got to find ourselves. So like what I tell people is like, when you're making music, you're going to emulate your favorite rapper. So I'm over here when I was that first rap I rapped for, I'm talking about driving a drop top. It's just what I heard, on music videos and having ice and chicks and all that. So it's like, then I tell him like, that's me. He's like, what? And I think it shocked him to see. And I'm like, I've been rapping that long. Like that's how long. And I'm at this level. Like I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. But to get to even where I'm at, it takes work. It takes studying. It takes paying your dues in multiple ways. It's like meeting people, networking, kind of like opening in places you don't want to open, driving to events. You're literally on our way to an event, our freaking tire popped and shit. Get out of the car. I changed the tire. She's over here helping me like load the tire in the back. Boom, we dip. We get to the event, we kill it. So it's like no matter what, we're at another event. The freaking hood flies open in one of in another whip that we got.
Oh my god!
And boom, hits the windshield, cracks the windshield.
Busy.
But you know, and I tell people, rain, sleet, or snow, we make it. I'm like USPS, man. I'm here delivering. And it's like nothing's gonna stop me until you kill me. I tell you, you gotta kill me. You gotta kill me. Like that's the only way. So that's how I live my life, and I just inspire whatever you do, whether you play the drums, you make food, you're a rapper, you play sports, like do it to like the best of your ability.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. Dropping gems. Okay, because the devil was busy, not the tire. Damn, the devil was busy.
I was like in the same month too, right? The tire and the freaking windshield, the hood coming up. So we're on the highway. It looked like a comedy movie. I don't know if you ever watched Black Sheep with Chris Farley and David Spade, but it's like written out of that movie where they're driving down the highway and the hood flips up.
Yeah.
Boom, hits the windshield and they can't see and they're going like 50 miles an hour. The same thing happened to us, but it was at night. At least it was in the day in the movie. So it's at night. The things up. There's trucks coming by. She's screaming. I pull over. I'm like putting the thing down. We ended up having the mechanic tie like a bungee cord on it, so it like tighten. But you know what? We made it to the show. We took at that night. We left it at a gas station. We took a lift to the show. Killed the show. Took a lift home. Next day, I figured it out. But it was one of those things where it's like again and again, like you said, the devil or whoever. Any negative vibe is gonna test you, but it's up to you. And God is never gonna give you what you can't handle. He knows. He knows what you can handle, what you can't. So you gotta breathe. Have a good partner with you, or even if you're by yourself, but you think I'm not gonna fall and die. You know, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die fighting. So that's just how you gotta look at it.
I love that. Words to live by. Okay, period. You got to get there.
Gotta make it happen.
No, I love that though. Make sure y'all tap in with him. I got his IG scrolling down
at Dre Marro 262
below. So make sure y'all tap in with him as well, man. Share.
And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming all the way out here in the country. Apparently, I love it.
It's all cool.
That's what you tell me. I don't know. But no, I appreciate you coming out here. You and your wife. I love her.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great relationship. It's so important to have somebody in your corner as you're going through it. Even if you don't, but when you do, it's a little easier. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it is. And
that's what's up.
Behind every great man is an incredible woman. Y'all are queens, you know. So.
Amen. Make sure you guys subscribe to Pillow Talk Podcast, streaming on all major platforms, as this episode will also be played back on iHeartRadio as well. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube, Robin Yvette, sending love and light to everybody. Peace out.
Peace. That's technically 4, but peace.